Yes, my people, what is going on? I'm keeping the voice down because it's currently 5:45 in the morning. I'm up and I'm out. It's bloody cold. Not as cold as it has been the last couple of mornings, but cold enough to make me want to get a stroll on. I'm currently walking to the gym. Got a session with the boys this morning. But no, I'm going to be bringing you with me today. A little bit of a day in the life, see what I get up to, what I eat in the day. It is return of the weekly YouTube videos. I've been slacking a little bit. In all honesty, I was waiting to get a mic, making excuses, waiting to get a camera. I've got the DJI Pocket Osmo 3 now, so hopefully, you know, the quality on these videos is going to be a little bit better from now. But no, got a session this morning and I'm going to be bringing you with me for the rest of the day. Session details, just so you know, from the get-go, it's going to be 3 of us this morning, so it's going to be as many rounds as possible for 1k ski, 50 metre sled push, 1k row, 100 wall balls, 100 metres walking lunges, whilst the third person is doing a continuous 1k run. When they finish the run, the next person jumps in. And it's as many rounds as possible. We're going to try and get 60 minutes, but one of the boys might have to shoot a little bit early, so we're going to see. Just a Hyrox style capacity session. So yeah, looking forward to that. It's going to be brutal, but excited nonetheless. I better jump off here and I'll see you in a bit. So I've arrived at the gym for the 6 o'clock meet with the boys. I'm a couple minutes early. Nice and punctual as per usual. Try to keep timings to what I say they will be. But no, I'm going to bring you inside. I'm going to try and get as much of it filmed as possible. Well, obviously being 3 of us, one of us might be able to take the camera, but we'll wait and see. You know how it can be with like filming in gyms. People might get a little bit, you know, funny with it. So we'll see. I'll try and get as much of it filmed as possible, even if it's on the iPhone here. Good day, half each. 2 meters. Relax. Wait. And then like you can get it to track your face. Hang on.
Oh, so just fucking stable.
Yeah. Woo. And just like that, that is a wrap on the session this morning, boys, and me coming at a time of 47:07. So the way it works, I explained it a little bit before, but just to reiterate what went on. 9 kilometers total volume, shared 3 kilometers each, 1 kilometer at a time. So someone was constantly running. And then the 2 people that weren't running were sharing a 1 kilometer ski, 50 meter sled push at Hyrox weight, farmer's carries at 100 meters, 2 times 24 kg, kettlebells. What else did we have? We went for a 1k row, some walking lunges, and some wall balls. So whilst the person was running, the other 2 were sharing that volume. That is a workout that I stole from the boys at LS Fitness. I'll leave their links in the description down below. They program all of my workouts, so thank you to the boys over there. That is something that I stole from yous. Really good session. Got a time now to beat, so maybe in 3 or 4 weeks' time I'll get the boys back in there and we'll run that up again. I don't know how much footage I managed to get. It was an intense session, and the last thing you want to do whilst you're tasting blood and metal and sweat, as Chris Williamson so often says, is film it. So there might not be a lot of footage, but you'll have seen it by now and you'll be able to see it in the edit. So yeah, hopefully there's some decent stuff there so you get an idea of the pain that we've just been through. But now the plan is for me to head to the local shop, the Co-op, and pick up some bits for lunch and for the next couple of days. So I'll take you in there with me and show you what I pick up and just explain my thought processes when it comes to fueling post-workout and for the rest of the day, to make sure I'm good to go again for the next day and the coming days. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Right now, so I'm thinking of going in for some beef mince because it's nice and easy to cook up in a batch, and I'll have some for the next couple of days. I'm going to go for a lean cut today, so there's a 5% beef mince there, just because I like to get my fats from other sources. So yeah, I'll go for the 5%. Ideally I'll be getting this from a farmer's market or somewhere locally sourced, but the Co-op is as good as it's going to get, I'm afraid. I've got a lot of bits and pieces at home, so maybe they got any cottage cheese. There's no cottage cheese, but I think I've got some at home. So just for now, I'm going to go in for the beef mince. Right, so I don't know if you heard me in there. I did try to switch the mic on so you would hear me, but I picked up some beef mince. I've got plenty of bits and pieces at home, but what I'll do, I'll cook that all up in one batch, and then I'll have a little bit for lunch today, a little bit of lunch for tomorrow. I was trying to say that, you know, my priority would be to go and get it from a butcher's or from a local farmer's market, but sometimes, you know, just out of convenience, go and pick it up from the Co-op, trying to get the best quality lean meat as I possibly can, because as I was trying to say, I like to get my fats from other sources, you know, olive oils, avocados, trying to get that balance of saturated and monounsaturated fats. So that is the goal with that. I realise as well, whilst I'm walking and talking, I didn't explain the thinking behind my pre-workout meal as well, my pre-workout snack. So I had 3 rice cakes, a couple of teaspoons of peanut butter, a teaspoon of honey with a banana on top. That gets me around 60 grams of carbs. So in an intense session like that, I'm aiming for around 30 to 60 grams of carbs just before I get stuck into it. So that was the aim with that nice and carby pre-workout snack with a little bit of caffeination. You know the score with that. You know I love a black coffee in the morning, the day in, day out, starting the day off on the right foot. I also had a little creatine gummy. I don't know why I ended up getting gummies this time. I'll go back to powders next time probably. I just fancied something a bit different with that. Don't get me wrong, the gummies are fine. They've got a little bit of maltodextrin in them too, so an extra little hit of carbs, but yeah, probably just go back to powders next. And then some electrolytes as well. You know, it's really important to make sure that you're properly hydrated. I like to get my electrolytes on first thing every morning anyway, regardless of whether I'm working out or not. It just, you know, starts the day off on the right foot. We're most hydrated first thing in the morning because we haven't been taking any fluids on through the night. So it's really important at the start of the day to get your water on and make sure you're having a little sprinkle of, you know, whether it's Celtic sea salt, Himalayan pink salt, a nice quality salt, or alternatively an electrolyte tablet with a quality electrolyte profile with potassium, magnesium, sodium. So that's the thinking behind the pre-workout snack. I'm going for a little walk now after my session, just make sure, you know, I'm cooling down properly, getting the steps in for the day before I get back, get myself showered up. I'll show you what I'm eating for breakfast. I think you already know though, if you've been following my stuff on Instagram, you'll know that I'm starting the Kefir bowl revolution, trying to get everybody on the Kefir because of its benefits for gut health, but I'll show you more of that when I get home. Gonna get the steps in now, and I'll see you in a bit. Right, okay, so just got back from the gym, I'm showered up, I'm about to throw together my breakfast. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you've been watching my Instagram, you'll know that I'm bang on the Kefir bowls recently. So it's all about that Kefir revolution, trying to get everybody improving their gut health, getting a nice high protein, gut friendly breakfast in the morning. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add 3 to 4 tablespoons of Kefir yogurt to my bowl, just like so. And because Kefir yogurt is slightly more expensive and can be slightly bitter, I'll then mix that in with some normal Greek style yogurt. The reason that I love Kefir and the reason that it's so good for your gut health is because it has 3 to 5 times the amount of gut friendly microbes as normal Greek yogurt. So you mix the two together, you've got a budget friendly, gut friendly recipe that's nice and high in protein too, in with the Greek yogurt. And then it's all about adding whichever toppings and side accompaniments that you like. So I've got, you know, some blueberries here, I've got some raspberries, I've got some mixed nuts, some chia seeds, some pumpkin seeds. My mum recently got back from Crete too, so she brought back this honey from Crete, organic honey infused with thyme and spring flowers. So I'll add that on top. I've got an apple to throw on the side, some dates too. I'll have a little bit of peanut butter with that. I've got some ground cinnamon to throw on top. That's what's gonna make up my Kefir bowl today. I'll show you when it's put together. And just like that, nice, quick and easy turnaround. The Kefir bowl is loaded. Got a satsuma in there as well, plus the blueberries, as I mentioned. Got some raspberries in there, mixed nuts, all sorts of goodness going on in there. I've got some apple on the side, a few dates on the side. I just want to explain what I'm thinking behind this. Now, this bowl and this plate of food is packed full of anti-inflammatory, micronutrient-dense foods. Post-workout, all I want to do is reduce my inflammation. You know, I've put my body through a lot of stress. There's a lot of inflammation in the body. Cortisol levels have spiked. You know, I'm trying to reduce the inflammation and bring everything down a little notch. So that's why I'm packing the bowl full of antioxidants, anti-inflammatory foods. I get that from the polyphenols in the plant foods, which are going to really boost my gut, which boosts my immunity, reduces the inflammation. And it's nice and high in protein too. You know, I've got plenty of Greek and Kefir yogurt in there to make sure that I'm getting my protein in too. I've got a little bit of peanut butter to add with the apple as well. I like that little combination. I eat far too much peanut butter, but there you go. You've got to have your little thing to enjoy each day. So yeah, I'm going to dig into this now. Little taste test to let you know what it's like. You know what? I just never get bored of it. Every day I could eat that and just not get bored. So good. I'm going to enjoy this now, and then I'll crack on with some work. Right, so that is the breakfast polished off, went down a right treat. I've got a little bit of caffeination going on here, a little black double espresso, and I've also got a cheeky protein bar. Now, I don't often eat protein bars. You will hear me bang on about, you know, prioritizing whole foods, but, you know, it was sitting there in the drawer, in the cupboard. I'm double hungry today. And look, a little bit of supplementary protein isn't going to hurt you in the grand scheme of things. You know, again, I like to get my nutrition from whole foods, but a protein bar is not going to hurt you. It's better than the alternative. It satisfies a sweet tooth. So that is my take on protein bars. You can always make your homemade ones. Make one up from home, you know, add in some quality whey protein with whatever ingredients you like. I'll actually make a recipe on a homemade protein bar. But that was there. It's nice and convenient, an extra little hit of protein. My next job, or my next thing that I'm going to be doing, is a little bit of reading. I'm currently reading Mark Cole's Level Up. Nearly finished it. It's been a great read so far. It's just about, you know, literally leveling up, trying to improve my coaching game, make sure I'm showing up for my clients. So I'm going to read a couple of chapters of that with my coffee, and then I'll crack into some work. I've got a couple of clients that are recently onboarded this week, so I'm going to be running through their plans this morning. I'll show you the platform that I use, just so if you're interested, you know, you've got an idea of exactly what you're getting with the coaching program. But first, a little bit of reading, a little bit of caffeination, a little bit more supplementary protein, and that will do me for the minute. Right, so I've just rounded up a little bit of reading, and now I want to show you, as promised, exactly what I've got going on my online coaching platform here. So I'm going to flip the camera around, and as you can see, this is an example of one of my clients. This is all integrated via an app, so they'll have their weekly meal plans, as you can see here, Monday all the way through to Sunday. They'll have recommendations, you know, hydration recommendations, intermittent fast recommendation, their protein goals. If they wanted a exercise plan on here as well, I can attach a PDF. All their measurements are tracked and their goals. So here we can see what their weight has been, how it's dropped, what the goal weight is. There's opportunity to input, you know, different bits of data, weight, height, hip circumference, waist circumference. If they go and get their bloods done, we can input that and track those along the way as well. What else have we got here? They'll have access to all, if I go on this section here, to all of my recipes. So I've got blog posts down here. I've got my recipes up the side here. As I flip the camera around, there we go. That's just a little bit of an insight into exactly what my offer is at the moment. I'm currently building out a new plan for a new client. I've got a couple to do today. It'll probably take me a little bit longer than today, but you know, I'll make a start today. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you a little insight, because if you're considering, you know, coming on board, or you were just curious as to how I deliver my plans, this is exactly how it's done. It's all integrated through the Nutrition app, so they get, so my clients get an idea of exactly what they can do to track their progress, what it is that they've got to be eating every day. There's opportunities to message me and book in consultation calls, so it's all integrated within the app. It's all in one place, nice and streamlined. I thought I'd share it with you. Right, okay, so just finished up with a little bit of work, making some solid progress on the meal plans this morning, and I'm back in the kitchen and it's time for lunch. So, as you saw this morning, I've got the 5% beef mince, a nice and lean cut to make sure I'm, you know, getting my fats from other sources, as I mentioned this morning. I'll probably accompany that with some salad. So I've got some rocket there, got a tomato, cucumber, make a nice little salad. Got some cottage cheese too, some whole chestnuts, which are a great source of vitamin C and packed full of antioxidants. I'll top it with some fresh mint. But first thing is first, I'm going to get the beef mince into the pan, get that cooking, and I'll show you once it's all sort of put together. Right, I'm also just going to throw in a few garlic granules. So approximately a tablespoon of garlic granules, just to season it nicely. Some sweet paprika is going to go in there too. So I'll get about a teaspoon of sweet paprika in there. And I like a little bit of rosemary with my beef. So again, about a teaspoon. And then season generously with a bit of black pepper. Black pepper's active ingredient is piperine, and piperine helps us absorb the nutrients that we eat. That's why it's a very popular spice and something that I try to get in all of my meals. So now that it's seasoned nicely, stir that up and just allow it to cook through, breaking the mince up. Allow it to simmer through. Lovely jubbly. And whilst that is simmering away, I'm going to get my salad prepped. So, nice chunk of cucumber, whole tomato, roughly chopped. And then I'm going to put that on a bed of rocket salad. And again, season nicely with a bit of black pepper, a bit of salt.
Got some fresh mint there to top it with. Chop this cucumber up. Again, it only has to be rough, however you deem fit, however you like it. Nice and easy. Got me rocket here, so if I spin the camera around slightly, you should be able to see that. On goes me rocket. Days. Then I'm simply going to get me Toms on now. Happy days. And the chopped cucumber can go in there too. Just like so. Little bit of fresh mint on top, and that is half of my plate full of a satiating salad that's going to fill me up. Plenty of volume for not a lot of calories. And as that still cooks away, I'm going to slice up a little bit of sourdough bread. I go with sourdough because of the fermentation in the bread. So the fermentation makes it a little bit easier on the gut. It's actually quite beneficial for gut health. So I'll have a little slice of this. Great source of healthy carbohydrates. This one is from Gal's. It's my absolute go-to. It's my favourite. I mean, get on that. If that don't make you hungry, I don't know what will. So yeah, I'll have a little bit of sourdough. Now this old beef mince is coming along lovely. Looking good. Nearly there. Right, and now it's simply time to plate up. So the beef mince is nice and done. Get that on the plate. I'll use half today, and as I mentioned this morning, I'll use half tomorrow with lunch. Makes lunch tomorrow nice and easy. Don't have to stress about cooking anything up because I know I'll have the beef in the fridge. On she goes. On she goes. On she goes. Happy days. So that's about 250 grams worth of beef mince right there. As I say, the other half will be used for tomorrow. And then I'm going to add a little bit of cottage cheese, which is a great source of protein. Ideal for snacking and things like that. I love me cottage cheese. I'll whack 1, 2, 3, about 3.5 tablespoons there. Again, I'm just eyeballing this. I'm not weighing anything out. I don't necessarily believe in that in calorie counting, but it does have its place, definitely. And then I'm going to top the salad with a few whole chestnuts, which, as I mentioned earlier, are a great source of vitamin C and antioxidants. So they can go on top of the salad, just like so. I've got my fresh mint here, so the fresh mint can go on top too. I forgot to butter my bread, but it's a little bit too late now. But no need to worry, because I'll use instead, being as I haven't got any avocado at the moment, or at least none that are ripe, a little bit of avocado oil, just as a little drizzle on the bread, like so, will be lovely. And that, my people, a little bit of lemon juice. Haven't got any fresh at the moment, so bottled will have to do. A bit of lemon juice there, and a little bit of seasoning, black pepper, and pink Himalayan rock salt. On they go, and that is my lunch. You know, nice and easy. Took me about 10 minutes probably. All that was really required, if I can get my words out, was cooking up the beef mince. So nice and easy lunch. Plenty of protein in there, nice and satiating, loads of fibre, loads of antioxidants, loads of nutrients. I'm going to go and tuck into this now and enjoy it. You know, as I just mentioned, it doesn't have to be difficult to eat healthily. As I say this, I realise I'm having one of them air days. Barnet is all over the place. But yeah, back to the point. It doesn't have to be difficult. That took me, again, 10 minutes to throw together. Whilst the beef was cooking, I was throwing together the other bits and pieces. It's just about getting efficient with it, and you learn that with time. 10 minutes, and I've got a really highly nutritious, high protein, high fibre, antioxidant rich plate for lunch. I'm going to give it a little taste test now. Now this is the ultimate mouthful. A little bit of chestnut, tomato, beef, cottage cheese. See what we got going. It's just good food. Nutrient-dense food that has no compromise on taste. That is my whole philosophy. So good. Right, and that is lunch completely polished off. That went down a real treat. Properly enjoyed that one. Now, what I like to do after I've eaten is just move a little bit, you know. I'm in the garden. I'm not going for a walk because I'm double busy. I've got a lot to do, but I'm just in the garden getting some vitamin D as the sun has broke through the clouds, thank God. And yeah, just having a little walk, moving about to make sure that I'm digesting my food properly. Right, it is currently 2:45 and I'm a little bit peckish. So I've gone in with a little snack. I've cut up another apple, so that's my second apple of the day. These apples are actually from my aunt and uncle's allotment. So they're totally organic and they are honestly delicious. They are next level, so can't get enough of them at the minute. I've got some apple in there. I've got a few almonds in this little bowl that I've got here too. I'm just finishing up a little bit of work, so I'm going to snack on that. A little mid-afternoon snack. And I've actually got my first ever tattoo this afternoon. So not a typical day in the life, but yeah, at 4:30 I've actually got an appointment with a local bloke who my sister's been to before. So I'm going to go and actually get my first tattoo. So I'm going to enjoy this, wrap up the work, and I'll bring you with me so you can see what I get. So we've arrived to get our tattoo. Wish us luck. Scripts almost, like they go from one thing to the next and like... Yes, my people, so it is now the morning after and I'm absolutely delighted with the tattoo. It means Ikigai, which is a reason for being, basically. It's a little principle that I've, had on my wall there for months now. So I thought it was, something that's meaningful and something that I wanted to get done. But absolutely over the moon with how it came out. Ended up being a bit of a late one. So I didn't round things out last night, but here I am to do exactly that. I got in and had a little bit of, what was it? My mum threw together a cauliflower soup, which was just delicious. And I followed that up with a bit of salmon, a few roast potatoes and some broccoli. I'll put that on the screen as I'm talking right now because I made sure to get some footage. Ended up allowing an hour or two before bed because I like to make sure I'm digesting my food before I call it a night. So it's not affecting my sleep quality. But yeah, that is it for this vlog. I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. As I say, I'm over the moon with my tattoo and really happy with the way things are coming on with the training as well. Hyrox Madrid is 5 weeks away now. I'm going to make this a little bit of a series in the build up to that event. So expect plenty more content on, what I eat and how I train in a day. But until next time, again, I thank you for watching and I will see you in a bit.